One of the biggest problems that we have in the world of AI search is helping to disambiguate or helping these large language models better understand our brand and the things that we actually do so that our content can be surfaced for our right end users. In this video, we're going to talk about some advanced schema markup that you can use to help disambiguate your brand and make sure that you show up with more accuracy and clarity across all search platforms. So AI models are making decisions about your brand, and sometimes they're doing that without all the information they need. So we can actually leverage structured data in order to give them those signals to make sure that they really know who we are and what we do. So we're going to talk a little bit about ambiguous entities, schema markup, and how this can build on model confidence. So your brand is ambiguous to AI models. They don't parse your intent the way that you think that they do. In reality, they resolve entities probabilistically. These are probability machines, and they're taking the inputs and they're predicting the next best response based on a number of different factors. They've got training data, but if they don't have that information, they've got to go make queries to search engines and other databases to fill those different gaps. So a lot of time, it's not necessarily the quality of content, but it's really the clarity of the content that they're receiving. And some of the things that can cause this problem are things like shared names, right? Maybe you've got a name that's very similar to a competitor or even similar to a company in a completely unrelated space. Or maybe you have category overlap, right? Your product bleeds into a number of different categories. That can really create some confusion. And lastly, maybe you've got ambiguous acronyms that you're dealing with. This could be that, your abbreviation means multiple things. It could mean your brand, but it could also mean 2 or 3 other things as well that are completely unrelated. So here's how we've approached this problem in the past. And I'm going to use this example. This is a real life example, but with fictional companies. We have a client that works in cybersecurity networking space, and they sell something called SASE, which stands for Secured Access Service Edge. Now, this acronym is actually shared with a number of different entities. And these are 2 entities that are actually fairly strong because they show up in overviews and chat research when you just look at the term broadly. So the first one is SASE, which has to do with computer networking and the architecture and the security behind it. It also is related to things like SD-WAN, zero trust, and cloud security. Now, the second is completely unrelated. It's self-addressed stamped envelope. Now, this is a common acronym. It does have a lot of high frequency within the training data, so a lot of the models may think SASE means that. But SASE could also mean the Society for Advancement of Socioeconomics. This was an organization that was founded in the 1980s. It has its own domain with the acronym in the domain. They do conferences. They have a lot of content and information. So I could be talking about SASE, but depending on the context and the clarity around it, it could mean something totally different. You can see where this could create both a search problem, but in today's AI search world, it creates a massive disambiguation issue where we've got to make sure that when we're talking about something, the models, the engines understand that this is the context we're using it in. So we can do this in a couple of different ways. The 3 different properties that can help us resolve this are sameAs, about, and mentions. So what sameAs does is it connects your entity with external authoritative sources. So think of like Wikipedia, LinkedIn, Crunchbase, G2, all your social channels. This bridges who you are across all the different resources so that the model can really understand who you are. The about property will help you declare the site or specifically the page's primary topical identity. And it does this so with structured data and not just with words, but creates an entity bridge, a link bridge that helps show what we really mean authoritatively to these engines, and it's machine readable. Lastly, we can use mentions. These are secondary entities, which are represented in our content. Again, this helps build your topical neighborhood. Think of like a topic cluster, and helps place your content in front of the model in a conceptual map. Again, using structured data, but even more importantly, linked data. Or the linked data is a very powerful thing that we can leverage in order to help these models better understand context. So let's start with sameAs. sameAs anchors your authoritative sources. Wikipedia and Wikidata are very heavily represented, especially in ChatGPT. You can use the sameAs link from your organization schema to a Wikidata entry, if you have one, and create a bridge to that resource. Now, if you don't have one, you can go out and try to build one, but I'll tell you, it's extremely difficult today. This is not Wikidata of years past. In order to get an entity approved, a page approved there, it's a lot of headache and a lot of work, and honestly, probably more work than it's worth. So what can you do instead? Use your company's LinkedIn page. If you've got a Crunchbase profile, link to that in your sameAs. Use G2, your Gartner Peer Insights, Forrester, any areas where your company has a profile page that you control and that you can dictate the messaging on, your social profiles. Use those within your sameAs link corpus. And you build those links within the organizational schema, and that will help build that bridge. Those sources tend to be a little bit larger a lot of times in your own site. Models trust those sources, so they'll see those as a part of your business as a whole. The next thing is about and mentions, and this is what helps us build the topical maps. Like I said before, about declares a topical identity. You can use these in two levels, website or page level. And what you do here is you use a Wikidata QID. This is a linked open data point that builds a relationship between the keyword that you're declaring and the entity itself. Mentions are extending that about. So you have the about, which is your topic, and your mention are those related terms, right? So like a SASE article may have an about that says Secured Access Service Edge, and then it also will have mentions that are consistent. So SD-WAN, ZTNA, cloud security, things like that. So it builds on one another. Now, I'm saying a lot of words and you're probably thinking, what does all this mean? I'm going to give you some examples, so let's step into those. All right, so on this screen, we've got a JSON-LD block with organizational markup and the sameAs added. We've got the context and the type, so that shows our markup type. We've got the name of the fictitious company we're using here, URL, description, and then we've got some sameAs links. This would hypothetically be the wiki ID for this company. So this would be directed straight to a company page. We've also got LinkedIn, Crunchbase, G2, and their products page here. This is going to create all of these links back to this URL here and help search engines as well as AI crawlers better understand the relationship. All right, so let's talk about block number 2. This is website plus about schema. And this would live alongside block 1 in that same head tag. Right with the organization. You can even nest these together in the same markup. But here you're declaring website and you're declaring what the website is about. So in this case, we're saying the website, the name, and then we're saying about us, and it's a thing. Thing is the highest level that you can be, the most broad you can be in schema. We're giving it the name, and then we are giving it a link to the sameAs. This sameAs is a link to the Wikidata QID. This again is not just acting as a link, but this is linked data. So this is sending data to those machines to understand when we say SASE, we're talking about Secure Access Service Edge. The third type of block that we have here is article with mention. So this can be applied to blog post content, news content, whatever type of content that you're creating. Again, the author is going to point back to the organization if it's just the organization, or if you have specific author IDs, use those and link this directly to the author themselves, especially if you have somebody who's credible in the space, because that can create a linked relationship between the author and the content itself. Now, as you can see, each one of these articles has additional thing types. We're saying about Secure Access Service Edge, so that's giving us the topic. And then in this article, we're going to mention these things: Zero Trust, Virtual Private Network, SD-WAN, cloud security. And you can also add like alternative names in here. You can get a lot deeper, and I suggest that you go to schema.org and check out some of the structure there. But by adding these in, we're adding linked open data points to all of these terms that we're using, and we're disambiguating them. So the search engines, the AI engines are going to know exactly what we're talking about. Now, not all AI crawlers work the same, but they do look at links. They do crawl pages. They do understand relationships. So this is going to help us really build in some of that knowledge into our site that we may not be as explicit about, or we may think they just know, but they actually don't. So here's the implementation priorities. First, start on your homepage. Do your website, do your organizational schema, and get that working. Then use the QIDs. Obtain the QIDs. If you can create Wikidata, you have the resources, or you have one, great. If not, find all the terms that you're known for and pool all of the QIDs. Test those pages, make sure they work. Then build into your product pages, then do in your blog content, and then make sure you're validating everything. Schema.org, rich results. Make sure that nothing's broken because that can actually be worse than not having it at all. So equity compounds with your entities and the things that you're building. So start now. Most brands, they have just boilerplate schema. They do run of the box. They install a plugin on their site, or they have somebody just set it and forget it and they haven't touched it. That's not how this stuff works. The internet is constantly moving and evolving, and you've got to kind of take the base of what you know from traditional search and apply it to today. You need to make sure that you're building on this, you're being clear as possible, and that you're using what you've done in the past to build you towards the future. Don't set it and forget it. Test these things, test the changes that you've made, and see how the AI search results respond, as well as traditional search as well. Hope you found this video helpful. If you got any questions, please comment below. We'd love to continue the conversation with you. Until next time, happy marketing.